Yo, so we live in an era where some people are able to make more money online than they would ever make going the traditional route, like going through school and, climbing up the corporate world and whatnot. All of the most financially successful people that come to your mind right now are all people who made their money outside of school. So the Elon Musks, for example, or the Mark Zuckerbergs, even random kids. Like, I follow some random person on Twitter who's making like $1 million a month building Roblox maps. What in the world is that? Or even Fortnite maps, for example. Isn't that crazy? Huh? So today I was like, you know what? I think it would be a great idea if I were to, rank the best and the worst ways people make money. So this is how the tier list is gonna go. S tier is, this is great. F tier is, this is terrible / I don't respect it. All right, let's begin. So first we have mowing lawns. Quick fun fact, when I was 17, 18 years old, here's a picture of me when I was 17 years old, I used to mow lawns. I used to go door to door, ring people's doorbells, and ask if they need their lawns mowed. It wasn't my business model, to be fair. I had this one friend who had a bunch of, grass cutting equipment, and he was like, yo, why don't we all just try to make some money doing this? I was like, okay, cool, let's do it. And it was great, for a teenager, but it was extremely difficult. But simply due to the fact that I was able to learn some pretty cool life lessons as a result of, going door to door and asking people, do you need to cut your grass? And getting rejected, I think that did pretty well for me. It may not be an excellent way to make money, but it is something that I respect. So I'll put this in B tier. Next, OnlyFans. Easiest F tier I could ever give in my human existence. I do not respect the work of any OnlyFans worker alive on this planet. I don't care how much you have to hustle to make your money. I don't respect it one bit. Get out of my face. Get out! Full offense if you took offense to that. Next, day trading. So day trading, if you don't know what it is basically when you buy and sell stocks in the same day of you buying it. So because stocks go up and down constantly all the time, the goal of day trading is to get it when it's low and then sell it when it's high. And boys and girls, I'm telling you now, from a human to another human, there is nothing on this planet that is more emotionally stimulating than day trading. It drove me nuts. 2022, I used to edit videos for random people online, and then they would pay me in crypto. So I had a bunch of Ethereum, which is some crypto coin. It's the second next to Bitcoin. It's like the top 3 cryptos. It goes Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then Solana, I don't know. Somebody correct me. I haven't been very much into it over the last few years because of day trading. Day trading is PTSD. So what I used to do, in the easiest explanation that I could possibly give, is I used to wait for Ethereum to go up, I would sell it, wait for it to go down, I would buy it, and then wait for it to go back up again. Long story short, you're able to make a little bit of money from doing that. But the risk is so high and the reward is so low, especially if you don't know what you're doing. I don't know, man. I think I'm gonna put it at, I think I'll also put it at B tier. Beware. All I could say is just, if you're gonna day trade, just know what you're getting yourself into. Next, video editing. I've been editing videos my whole entire life. When I was 8 years old, I had one of those Dazzle graphics, and I used to record my Call of Duty gameplay, and then I would make Call of Duty montages out of it. And I learned the skill of video editing in the process of me doing that. So the skill of video editing ended up carrying over to more in the future. So after the whole Call of Duty arc, I got into a different game. And then I got into soccer videos. And then I got into Fortnite videos. And then I got into editing videos for others. So the skill of video editing ended up playing off like crazy. So even when I started this channel, I edited every single video from 0 to 3 million subscribers. I would say 99% of the videos that I made on this channel, up until around 3 million subscribers, I edited myself. So the skill of video editing didn't produce me an exceptional amount of, well, it did actually. It did me very well. So the skill of video editing actually goes very, very far, especially if you're good at what you do. Sammy, shout out to you. Sammy is currently the one editing. Everybody say shout out to Sammy in the comments. Shout out to you, Sammy. I'm gonna put this one in S tier, for sure. And then we have TikTok. Guys, TikTok is the greediest app on this planet, next to Instagram. TikTok only pays you for videos that are over 60 seconds. And when you do have videos over 60 seconds, they pick and choose how many views they want to pay you for, and then they just stop. If you're working a part-time job and you're also doing TikTok for a living, don't quit your part-time job, please. If there's ever a social media platform that you want to, put your efforts into and then build a career out of, let it be something like YouTube or even Facebook. Facebook is a phenomenal app. I'm gonna put TikTok in D tier. You could say, sure, oh, I could take sponsorships or whatever and make a future out of TikTok. It's not good. It's not worth it. Don't be deceived by big TikTok followings. Next, we have Facebook Marketplace. So basically, more Hussein lore. I didn't use Facebook Marketplace. I used a different app, but I guess you can categorize it in the same thing. There's an app in Canada called Kijiji, which is where people basically do what they do on Facebook Marketplace, except on a different app. So what I used to do is I used to go to thrift stores, and thrift stores have a lot of antique things, you know, a lot of rare objects, as some may say. So what I used to do is I used to go and find golf clubs. Some of these golf clubs were like $3 Canadian. And I was able to sell some of these golf clubs for upwards of $150. So this became like a crazy thing for me. I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna double down on this. I think buying and selling on Facebook Marketplace has a lot of potential because a lot of people just want to get rid of stuff that have just been sitting around in the garages for years and they don't actually know how much it's worth. Like even you right now, you probably could have something in your garage that has just been sitting there for like 40 years that you don't know is actually worth something. It may not be very conventional, but I still respect the hustle. I'm gonna put this one in A tier. Like, bro, I know some people who are doing this for a living who are doing very well for themselves. If you're young, look into it. Ask your parents to take you to a thrift store and just do a little bit of research on the things that you think might be more valuable. Next, Uber. I respect Uber drivers so much. One, it's something I couldn't do because I hate driving. And two, it is such a grind. Some of these Uber drivers will wake up at 5 in the morning. Sometimes when I take an Uber, I'll have a conversation with the person driving me. Just, you know, ask them some questions about themselves out of just curiosity. I'm a curious human being. And some of these drivers will wake up at 5 in the morning, drive all day until 11 p.m. at night, just driving all day. And it's a grind, but they're making great money from it. Especially since some of these people are able to work other part-time jobs too, but they put a lot of hours into it. So the amount of money that you make from doing these part-time jobs is all based on the amount of time you're willing to put into it. So I respect the grind very heavily. If you are somebody that takes Ubers or gets DoorDash or Uber Eats, give your drivers a tip. They work very hard. I'm gonna put this one in A tier. And then we have YouTube. I thoroughly believe YouTube is the best business model on earth, for some people at least. I thoroughly believe if you have the personality for it, I think YouTube is the best business model you could ever invest your time into, especially if you're younger. Some of you guys are in school. Some of you guys have actually nothing to lose. If you play video games, make videos about the video games that you play with your friends. Or if you have a hobby of drawing or something, make videos of you drawing. If you do it over and over again off a long enough time frame and you learn how to get better and better at making videos, anybody could succeed. I've seen channels that make art out of Rubik's Cubes, like flags, get to 1 million subscribers. I've seen people who play Geometry Dash, the game, get to hundreds of millions of views. If you have the time, and if you're willing to put in the slightest bit of effort on a daily consistent basis, over time, YouTube would be the best investment you could possibly ever make for your future. It's also very fun. You're your own boss. But that doesn't mean it doesn't take effort. There's a lot of effort and discipline involved into YouTube and content creation, especially since technically you don't have a boss. Your results are all based on you and the effort that you are willing to put in and the promises that you are willing to keep within yourselves. So simply, I'm gonna put YouTube in S tier. Next, online surveys. I know absolutely nothing about online surveys. Apparently, don't ask me, but apparently, there's some websites out there in the stratosphere where if you fill out some online surveys, they pay you like $1 or something. I don't know. I'm gonna put this in D tier. Next, Fiverr freelancing. Fiverr is a place where you can find people. This is gonna sound like a paid advertisement, but I swear to God, I promise you this is not a paid advertisement. I'm literally just explaining to you what Fiverr is. Fiverr is a website where people could, you know, look for very specific types of work and then pay people to do it. So for example, if you need someone to make you a logo, you'll go on Fiverr, find someone who can make a logo. You want to find a video editor, some people go on Fiverr to, you know, pitch their services, people buy into it. I think it's fire. I think it's a good way to, you know, get paid for your efforts. I have respect for it. I'll put this in A tier. Next, selling feet pics. I don't really have an opinion on the fuck.
That you could.
I guess F tier. Next, gaming. The thing about gaming is that unless you are a part of like the 0.01% of the best players on earth, the likelihood of you being able to succeed in the gaming niche is very low, especially if you take the pro route. But that doesn't mean that you can't utilize gaming as a way to make a career out of yourself. So, quick more fun fact about me. I used to run an esports team back from 2021 all the way till 2023. The only ones who ended up making it across that entire community of people were the ones who had skills outside of Fortnite. So, let's give an example. I knew that I was decent on camera. If you look at my old videos, I was absolute dog shit on camera, but I at least had the belief that I was okay on camera. So I decided to pursue YouTube, and thankfully, shout out to God, it ended up working out. Somebody else, a singer that you guys may or may not know by name, but you've all definitely heard his music, named David, D4VD, he was a part of a competing esports team of mine within my community. And he made it in the music scene, and he was okay at Fortnite. He would make montages, they would do pretty well. However, if he kept doing montages for the rest of his life, he wouldn't have made it anywhere. So he utilized the skill of having an interest in music as a way to leverage his place in the online world. So he decided to make some music for his Fortnite montages. Somehow, shout out to God. And then through that, he's now like a triple platinum artist. But how did he do that? He utilized a skill through/from gaming. So, is there a future in gaming? I don't believe so. But if that's what you want to do, and if you believe you could actually make it, go for it. Don't let me stop you. But as someone who ran a professional esports organization for 2.5 years, nobody made it out as a result of playing games. A lot of people made it out of the esports industry, not as a result of gaming, but as a result of different skills. So the biggest takeaway from this is to learn different skills and you'll figure something out. I'll put gaming in C tier. Okay, I'm yapping. I'm just gonna speed through the rest of these. Crypto, I'll put crypto in A tier. A lot of the people that made it out of the Fortnite scene actually made it through crypto. Like they're millionaires now as a result. I'm gonna put crypto in A tier. Pet influencers, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of turning my lovely son into a business, but you know, game is the game, I guess, if that's what people need to do. Who am I to judge? I'll put this in B tier. Furries, for some reason, furries make so much money. I don't know how, I have no understanding, but furries are rich. Don't underestimate them. They may be weird as shit, but they're rich. I'm gonna put furries in D tier. Using AI, I think AI is a very important skill to have, especially with the way how life is going. I'm gonna put using AI in A tier. Trading/investing, A tier. Casino gambling/online betting, F tier. There's no future in that. You'll win until you lose. Boys and girls, I hope you gained something out of this video. Pursue your dreams. Don't underestimate yourself. You are the product of what you think about most of the time. So if you focus your attention on the right direction, you'll be perfectly fine as long as you focus. Learn to focus. Oh, this video is all over the place. Guys, go watch my other videos if you want. I'll see you all whenever.